Across the tapestry of human history, the start of a new year has rarely been about dates on a calendar. Long before the invention of January 1st, or the structured cycles of lunar and solar calendars, people marked time by the shifting seasons, the return of the sun, and the shared stories of love, loss, and growth that defined their lives. The rise and fall of the sun was enough to signify the passage of a day. The full moon heralded the passing of another month. And yet the true milestones were not etched in stone or measured by hours, but held in the hearts and hands of the people who lived them. The ancients watched the stars and tracked the phases of the moon, but they did so to honor the cycles of life that intertwined with their own existence. Planting and harvest, birth and death, gathering and parting, these were the markers of time that mattered most. The rest, as significant as it may seem, was background to the far richer story of how people cared for one another, celebrated together, and navigated the simple yet profound reality of being alive. We tell stories not because we need to document a moment in history, but because the relationships and connections we build in those moments are what linger long after time has passed. The greatest stories, those worth telling and retelling, are woven from the threads of human experience. Love, loss, hope, and shared laughter transcend the fleeting nature of days and years. They shape legacies that ripple outward, touching the hearts of those who come after us. Even today, as we celebrate the turning of the calendar year, it isn't really about the clock striking midnight or the fireworks lighting the sky. It's about the hands we hold, the reflections we share, and the hope that the year ahead will bring more moments worth remembering. Whether we track it with technology or by simply watching the sun rise and set, what matters most is how we fill that time with compassion, adventure, and the people we cherish. There is a certain poetry in the way time slips by, unnoticed in the small moments, but magnified by the love and memories we gather along the way. A year can seem long when measured by hardships, yet fleeting when marked by joy. The beauty lies in realizing that each sunrise offers a blank canvas, and each nightfall invites reflection. New beginnings are not confined to a single day. They are scattered throughout the year, waiting to be seized when our hearts are ready for change. Perhaps this is why the new year is universally seen as a time of renewal, a chance to pause, look back with gratitude, and step forward with intention. It isn't about reinventing ourselves overnight, but about honoring the journey we are already on. Each year leaves footprints behind us, guiding us forward while reminding us of the steps we've already taken. In this way, the new year becomes not just a moment, but a mosaic, filled with the colors and textures of the lives we've touched and the lessons we've learned. In every culture and throughout every era, celebrations of renewal have existed. From ancient solstice gatherings to modern midnight festivities, humanity has always sought to honor the passage of time with joy and reverence. The Romans looked to Janus, the two-faced god who could see both the past and future. The Chinese celebrate the Lunar New Year with lanterns and family, and the Persian festival of Nowruz marks the spring equinox as a time of new life and hope. These celebrations remind us that while the calendar may vary, the essence of starting anew remains universal. The stories worth telling from these celebrations aren't about the decorations or the fireworks, but about the laughter shared around tables, the embraces exchanged, and the quiet moments of reflection that often go unnoticed. The real gift of a new year lies in recognizing the people who stand beside us as we cross each threshold, those who make life richer, more meaningful, and ultimately unforgettable. I want to put loving into living for you to have a life that leaves a story of how you loved your life, not just marking time. That's why I write about the 12 areas of life, other powering you, living love. If you would like to connect with someone that makes life worth remembering, even if it is to tell stories about what he does, then reach me at timharris1959.yahoo.com or follow and say hi where you read this. I hope, pray, and wish for you to have a blessed life and that all your new years be better than the last. We have a lot of ways that you can be involved or just watch. Let's love the journey. Lastly, thank you for being that blessing that made this year special for me.